This is the semifinals of the PartyPoker.com European Open 4. Each of the 7 players sitting down tonight are guaranteed in the money. But the meaty end of that $500,000 prize pool and, of course, the $200,000 winner's check and trophy awaits in the final. They'll play down to 3 tonight. Those 3 will take their chips forward to the next level. You have to make a decision. Survive or accumulate. The Razor Ian Fraser, a former champion, is going to be in the mix. You know what his goal is, to win.
I think the fact that I've just won the UK Open will give me confidence to hopefully get through to the final 3. And it obviously proves that I can do well in this structure, and if the luck's on my side and I hit cards, then hopefully I'll get through to the final.
Obviously it's a completely different type of strategy that you need. There's 3 people going through, so I'm used to this. You know, I've done it quite a few times now. I know what's needed to get into the top 3, and I'll do it.
I feel pretty nervous, quite pensive, but elated to be at this late stage of such a big tournament. Very much looking forward to it, and basically I just can't wait for it to start.
It's a very psychological game, you know, and I know when I'm feeling good about my game, feeling good about myself. You know, and right now I'm in a very calm mood, and you know, I'm very focused, and I want to take that to the table, and I know it's going to go well.
I'm going to treat the semi-final pretty much as I treated the heat. I'm playing to win. Obviously 3 people do get through, but I think it's important to have some chips for the final. So you know, I'm not going to have in my mind too much about the fact that 3 people have to get through. I'm just going to be looking to get chips at any opportunity.
Today will be very difficult to play because I know most of the guys on the table again, and you know, they say poker has a lot to do with form, and 3 other players' form is really good. You know, Ian Fraser, I play him frequently and he does very well, and Andrew Feldman won the last UK Open, and Mike Ellis won the GUKPT main event. So from a form perspective, you know, it's I'm up against it. But again, you know, if I can keep my wits among myself and keep my, you know, carefree attitude and play as it comes, I think I'll do fine.
I think because I've reached a semi-final, there's no pressure at all. I was that glad to win a heat and just to be in the semi-final. I'm just totally relaxed, and everything from now on is a bonus.
Well, getting into the semifinals, the strategy changes, the format changes, and anytime you can get Phil Hellmuth to talk about strategy, you can but listen and learn, Phil. What is going to change? What are the important adjustments the players have to make tonight?
Well, look, here's the deal. $7,000 for 7th place, $9,000 for 6th. If you finish 4th, it's 12.5. So there's not that much difference. I know the people at home are saying that's a lot of money. There's not that much difference between finishing 7th and 4th. So if I'm at this table, I want to make sure that I finish in the top 3. I will gamble with a hand that I, you know, like a hand where I have ace-king. I might have to play an all-in with ace-king because I don't mind finishing 7th versus 4th, but still I'm a proponent of making the final table. That's worth $20,000 minimum. So I think you might want to limp in if that's what you have to do. If you're not catching any hands, play very patiently and wait it out.
You'd rather have a short stack at the final than gamble for the big stack to try and be chip leader at the final table.
100%. I would rather have the short stack at the final table because anything can happen. You come back fresh that day.
But I mean, the decisions get very risky, don't they? When 1 or 2 players get knocked out and you haven't made any chips, those players feel like they're just going to get blinded away.
And that's the problem. People are going to panic when they do not need to panic. If you're sitting there with 100,000 or 80 or 90,000 and you haven't picked up a hand and you start to panic, that's wrong, incorrect, bad thinking to me. Basically, it doesn't matter if you have 80 or 90,000 with 6. What matters is, do you make the final 3? And you know what? Just because you're down to 80, 70,000, whatever it is, if you make the final 4, you might pick up the hand you've been waiting for. Now you pick up the kings, bam, you double up, you're back to $160 in chips, and you're right in this thing. You don't have to be someone who comes in here and moves all in with, you know, 9 4s and 8 deuces in hands like that. I mean,
make the sure moves like you were making them with Annette, the re-raises, to get the second raise in there.
Exactly. Wait for a spot that you have to make a play. And then there's going to be a few opportunities along the way. You're going to notice someone to your right has made a raise with a weak hand. And you might have a weak hand. But you know they're weak. That's the key. And just knowing they're weak, that's when you can make the re-raise.
Phil says be patient and get that second raise in, but who can take his advice? This is the semifinals. 6 winners and 1 runner-up winner. And happy to be joined by a man who actually doesn't need to see the cards under the table to know what's going on, Phil Hellmuth.
It helps. It helps.
And Phil, chips on this table. There are 100,000, just like usual. Yellows are 1,000, blues are 2, reds are 5K. But there's, of course, 700,000 in play. And the other twist, we're only playing down to 3 players.
See, I'm going to really enjoy watching this, and I would have really enjoyed playing in this because, you know, the goal is really to make the final 3. To me, I don't care how many chips you have. So I kind of just let the cards give me as many chips as they will give me playing to make the final 3.
Pass.
Limp in from Ellis. First raise from Jeff Buffenberger.
Pass.
He timed well, too. I mean,
Call.
he's against King Jack, so.
Small blinds involved. This is the big blind.
Wow, so 7's called. It's on the ace-8. Of course, if he could see everybody's hands, he'd make a big re-raise here and win it. Instead, he's opting to fold.
I mean, they'll have to give Buffenberger credit for something pretty big here. It's the first time he's moved chips, isn't it?
So you had a limp in hand then.
Couldn't stand the heat from 2 sides.
Oh, that's very interesting how patient everybody's playing here.
Yeah.
Wow.
One side I might have taken a view on.
Just when I was over here playing the Premier League, it seemed like everybody was playing every hand, you know?
Check.
12,000.
12,000.
I mean, in the old days, if you go back just 2 years, you know, I mean, you may well have seen someone move all in with the 4s against the aces or the 7s against the aces.
Geez, he's taking a deep reach. It's going to be expensive for him to find out information here, isn't it?
Raise.
Wow. The way this match has been going, it's totally possible that Burgess wins the hand here with this bluff.
Raise.
Oh, no.
That's gutsy. That's gutsy. Well, he's from Michigan. He's a Michigan lad.
He put it right back on the line. I mean, he just risked his whole tournament with queens with a king kicker.
And if he gets called, he's done, right?
He's done. He's done if he gets called. But I mean, you know, I mean, what can you say? He made the right move, and he's getting rewarded for it. But it was awfully risky for him to just shove there with a queen.
I mean, if you thought you were best there, Phil, would you have maybe let the guy try and bluff on the turn, or do you just stick him in? He showed his hand,
it's all
too.
about convincing yourself that you're
and
not
then showed
bluffing
his hand. Now, see, I don't like that because now he's shown that, you know, that he'll shove with just one pair, and so, you know. And now, every time I have a set, I'm going to make a little raise against him because he might shove with one pair and get it in dead.
You're like,
Pass. Fold. Pass. Pass.
You've seen the Cincinnati Kid, right? That's what they say, Mr. Slade,
Fold.
isn't it?
Fold. Raise. 6,000 more.
This raise has come from
Good
Ellis.
raise. I wouldn't be surprised if Fraser calls here. Yeah.
Call.
See, I like that call.
Pass.
Sorry, the raise has come from Broadhurst, has it?
Pass.
And that's out of the small.
Big blind.
Big
and then,
blind.
you know, and Ellis laid down king, queen again. I
Right.
mean, he's been playing just incredibly patient so far. Again, it's Fraser versus Broadhurst. Again, a pair versus an ace. And again, Broadhurst flops an ace
10,000.
and bets, and Fraser's forced to lay it down.